What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Charge It Up. For today's video, 10 things I hate about the Yamaha R6. Let's go. Now I really had to think hard about these 10 things that I hate about, I don't know, they hate, dislike, whichever, or whatever. I mean, I guess you can say hate about the Yamaha R6. Woo! Bounce, 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 bounce. So no particular order or anything like that. Let's go through the 10 things I hate about the R6. We'll start with number 1, and that is the riding position. Obviously, when you're buying a sport bike, you know what you're getting yourself into. So it's not like a surprise. By the way, you've got this terrible riding position. You bought a sport bike. What did you expect, right? So obviously I know it. I've been on a sport bike for a long time, and I think it's just taking a toll on my body. Yeah, I think it takes a toll eventually. But yeah, number 1 would be riding position, and that's at my own fault because I'm obviously on a sport bike. So yeah. When it comes to the height of the bike, I'm happy with the height. The seat height is great for me. I'm 5'11", 6 feet-ish, and I'm flat-footed on the bike. There's no issue whatsoever with me being able to reverse the bike and, you know, being waddle backwards or anything like that. So to me, that's a massive hole right there. So to me, that's seat height is perfectly okay. I think one of the biggest issues, obviously, it comes right back to riding position, is the seat to the handlebars and how far you have to reach. And then obviously it gives you that massive lean forward. So other than that, I mean, everything else is still, I still love obviously the bike regardless. Number 2 on the list is the fact that Yamahas don't have helmet locks. And this isn't just the R6, because there's a bunch of Yamahas out there that don't have helmet locks. My previous bike was a 2005 Suzuki GSX-R 600, and on the back end where the passenger seat was, you had 2 hooks, 2 little hooks underneath the passenger seat, which obviously you could hook your helmet on and then put the seat back on. Yeah, there are aftermarket ones available where you can mount it to your, I believe, your rear sets or underneath the seat area or something like that. But yeah, for the most part, I can't remember the last Yamaha that actually had a helmet lock anywhere, to be completely honest with you. So that's it's a little weird that they don't do them, but it kind of sucks because you have to take your helmet in everywhere. Number 3 is something that I thought they were going to change, was the instrument cluster. So the instrument cluster is the same, still the same as it was, I believe, from the 06 refresh. Yeah, I think it was 06. Anyway, that could be wrong. Regardless, the instrument cluster is still the same, because I thought at least with the refresh of the 2017 model, they would have done like some sort of LED screen or anything like that to make it, maybe even color. But even if it wasn't color, maybe it was just black and white, but they kept it the same. So that was kind of disappointing. I think they should have put an actual LED screen in. Now that it's discontinued, that's not going to happen at all whatsoever. So number 4 will actually coincide with number 3, and that is the fact that it does not have a fuel gauge. Obviously it's the old instrument cluster, so they didn't change that. And yeah, it does have the fuel light, but I think a fuel gauge would have been cool, especially if they refreshed the instrument cluster and gave it an LED screen. Alright, number 5 on the list is the rear passenger seat. Regardless that I don't use the rear passenger seat, Elaine hates the rear passenger seat because it's so small, and it has become a lot smaller than it used to be. Pretty ridiculous, to be completely honest with you, of how small that rear seat is. Again, I'm not the one that's riding on the back of it, and Elaine obviously has been on it maybe once or twice, but she's obviously in pain immediately. And I completely agree with her, because looking at it, you know what, the seat is super small, so definitely that kind of sucks. And it's actually limited the amount of times that Elaine has come on a ride with me. So number 6 will be the color scheme. The 2020 model came in this matte gray and blue color, the Yamaha Racing blue color. I think that's what it is regardless. But that gray just looked horrendous, and it looked like the factory just painted it matte gray as a base coat, and it was like, alright, that looks alright, which it did not. Like, it just didn't look good. I didn't like the color schemes, and I haven't liked the color schemes that they've come out with in a couple of years, to be honest with you. So when I was choosing the color that I wanted to grab for the R6, Obviously the gray one was available, so I grabbed the gray one because again that was the best color, because there was only 2 color schemes for 2020. I believe the gray with the blue and then the all black, and I didn't want an all black bike. In the end, you know what, I got the gray one, and it kind of prompted me to obviously change the gray. So everything gray or matte gray on the bike is now been wrapped with the carbon fiber, and I think it looks so much better obviously than it did when it came from the factory. Number 7 on the list is the oil filter placement on the R6. In order for you to get at the oil filter, you actually gotta loosen the shift arm bolt and then take the shift arm off to be able to move the shift shaft out of the way for you to get at the oil filter, which kind of, in my opinion, it kind of sucks. Not only that, but when you pull the oil filter out, the oil then goes everywhere on the side as it's rolling down. I just got something in my throat or something hit me in my throat. Stupid bug. So yeah, that's number 7. Number 8 on the list is the low and high beam setting that it comes from factory. So the R6 actually comes with the low beam on the left side and the high beam on the right side. And when you're running obviously daytime or any time obviously without needing the high beam, most of the time you've got just one light on. It's only the left side. To me that kind of looks weird, so I don't really like the way that looks. It almost looks like the light on the right side is burnt out or something. I don't know, I guess it's just a preference thing, but I just don't like that. I just don't like that, the way that looks. This is a nice turn. Look at the trees over here. That's pretty. Anyways, however, obviously you can go and get your aftermarket nonsense obviously, and then you can make them both. You can light both of them up at the same time, and then you can get your different colors and everything else. I just don't like the way it is with the settings that it comes from factory. I fucking hate this road. So number 9 on the list is going to be the rear fender flares. I do like the way the fender flares look. I think it looks awesome, especially with the new styling that they did for the R6 from 2017 till now. However, if you get caught in the rain riding the R6, the water comes off the rear tire and then goes right into your butt. Like it literally goes right up your butt and gets your butt nice and wet. But that part of it kind of sucks, to be completely honest with you. I have previously gotten stuck in rain and a massive downpour, and then my ass was actually completely wet from obviously the rear tire making me completely soaked in the back. So not only does it get your ass super wet, because obviously there's a hole right where the flares are, but then obviously once everything dries, everything is just super dirty afterwards. So it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Fucking holes and gravel everywhere. I fucking hate this road so much. And number 10 on the list, and I really had to nitpick at things to be able to get 10 things for this list, and that is the chain guard. The chain guard bolt, for some reason, is on the inside of the swing arm. So in order for you to get at the chain guard bolt, let's say, ow, that hurt. Dragonfly just completely smacked me right in my throat, but okay. In order for you to, let's say, change your chain guard out to an aftermarket one, or like I did, I took it off and I got it wrapped in carbon fiber, you have to take the rear wheel off. And again, I was nitpicking at things at this point because obviously I just wanted to get 10 things that I hated or disliked about the R6. Don't get me wrong guys, in the end I love the R6, and this is just stuff that I'm obviously just being picky about when it comes down to it, but overall I love the R6. Alright guys, that was the 10 things I hate about the Yamaha R6. If you enjoyed this video guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell for future videos with the R6. Into the next one guys.